Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 4 of our podcast at Saturday Talking EA. And yes, today is not Saturday for us. It is currently Thursday at 2:18 p.m. My name is Gabriel Santos, and my co-host today, Angel Rosales, is actually out of town, so we got someone to fill his shoes, and it is the lovely Bea Flores. I'll let her introduce herself.
Well, it's going to be kind of hard filling in for Angel's shoes, but I'm here. So I'm Bea, like what Gabe said, and I'm a student at KSU, and I'm a nursing major.
Awesome. And it's great to have you here, Bea. I'm thankful that you're here. By the way, if everyone didn't know, she's my girlfriend.
Yes.
I know, disgusting.
He's my boyfriend.
Anyways, so today's topic we're going to be talking about is high school and the importance of time. And what I mean by high school is what advice we would give each other or ourselves back in high school.
And to the current high schoolers right now, because I know it's pretty tough out there, and it can get really rough in high school, especially if it's hard to navigate through.
Yeah, because I feel like a lot of high schoolers could take our advice from this because I mean we're kind of old, I graduated like 3 years ago and Bea 2 years ago, so
I mean, there's some people who can navigate through high school fairly easily, and props to them. But if you guys are just having a little trouble trying to get through it, feel free to listen. It wouldn't hurt to hear some advices. Even if you don't agree, it's okay, but at least now you know, right?
Yeah. One thing I for sure told myself, well, let me just give the rundown of what's going to happen in this episode. So we're going to start talking about high school. We're going to talk about importance of time, take a break, then we're going to answer some of y'all's questions. So on to our first bullet point. Excuse me, everyone. Our first topic. So what we're going to be talking about, like I said, high school advices. And one thing I would for sure tell myself is not to be cocky. Humble yourself.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I mean, I think there's a really good difference between cockiness and confidence. I am all for it when somebody's so confident. Like, I love that, especially because, it brings out the best in people. But there's also a difference between cockiness when you're just a little too much. And sometimes it can be it can come off as annoying.
I guess. I mean, when I look back, I do think I was a little cocky. I'll be straight up. Because I just wanted to be with all the cool kids, just want to have a lot of friends and just have fun,
Yeah, and I think that's with everyone.
Yeah.
We all want friends and we all want to belong in somehow, right?
Yeah. But once we get back to reality, like, after high school, most of these people that we call friends are not going to be our friends at the end of the day. They're just going to be people that we used to know.
I agree. And then, if you're lucky, you find that one person that you get to be with and you get to learn and be with them for a long time. I have a really close best friend who was out here like literally 10 minutes ago, and I've known her for probably 11 years, and she's my best friend and I love her. She's currently using my pool right now.
Yeah. And I also got a best friend. Actually not a best friend, because I actually got like a friend group that they're all my best friends. Like, it was weird because some of them I didn't even like at first. Some of them I just barely knew, but they ended up becoming like very good friends, and I'm just blessed to call them not even my friends, but like my brothers. And also like girls too that are also friends, my sisters. But yeah, I literally told myself, back on topic, that I'll just humble myself and just have fun, but be responsible while you're at it, and just be kind to everyone. Another thing I would tell myself for sure is take school seriously.
Yeah. For me, my advice to myself would be to relax and actually enjoy high school while it lasts, and also time management, especially because I I had a lot on my plate when I was younger. I guess I took on a lot of stuff. For example, I had school and school, I had a lot on top of that. With that comes with tennis. So I had tennis drills, and then I had conditioning, and then sometimes I'd have volunteering right after. And then I'd come home and I have choir practice, and then I have to study. So it was basically a whole lot of stuff going on, and it can be really tough. And it came to a point where, you forget to have fun and to enjoy. High school is all about experiences and taking them all in. So that's something that I wish I told myself, that is to relax and take it easy.
Yeah, I agree with what she say. Like, just enjoy the moment, because once you're out of high school, you're basically in reality, depending on what you do, whether you go to college or you get a job, whatever you decide to do, you're going to get a dose of reality. Because, yeah, high school is free. That's a blessing, unless you go to a private school, but that's a different story. However, high school is that's like your last year to be release your inner kid before the real world comes and smacks you upside the head and tells you that
it's time to get to work.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
I
feel like there's more things on the line when you're in even you don't even have to be in college, but after high school, that's when really you're trying to make do. You're trying to figure out what you're going to be in the future, what career you're gonna have, what are you gonna do. It's so many questions that are left open for you to close, basically doors, right? Yeah. So high school's a good way to just enjoy it, and like Gabe said, stay humble while you're at it, right?
And Bea, I actually got a question for you. So what advice would you give student athletes that are consumed with time, like homework? I know you took a couple AP classes. You're also varsity for 4 years for the North Cobb tennis girls. And of course, you did a lot of other side things. But as a student athlete, what would you give your advice to these student athletes?
I would tell them to take a deep breath and have a time for yourself. Just you, no one around you, not even friends, literally maybe 30 minutes of you just basically reflecting on what you're doing and always making sure that you have everything under control, because it can get tough. I mean, I know when I was in high school, I had a lot of breakdowns because of how full my plate was. I remember having 2 AP classes or 3 AP classes in one semester on top of tennis and all the extracurricular activities, and oh my gosh, I think I cried a little bit. I'm pretty sure I did, actually. And I remember, sometimes what helped me get through that is relaxing and taking a deep breath. And you could say that playing tennis was my gateway to relax. So that's one of my, that's what helped me handle everything.
And what is an advice you would give for students, whether they know if they have real friends or not? Like, how do you find your true friends? For example, yeah. Selena.
Yeah, that's tough, because true friends, I would consider, first of all, Gabe is one of my best friends for sure, and true friends is so difficult because I was never really, I love friends, I love having people, I love friends and everything, but I wasn't the type to open up all the time. If anything, barely. I had trouble telling people about my life or anything, because I just always felt like they wouldn't really care. So I'd rather listen to what's going on in their life. That way they'd be more interested to talk and tell me things. And that's what I liked about it. I liked hearing other people's lives, and just it made me happy when they were happy, and when they were sad, I do my best to somehow make them feel better. But back to your question, true friends, how would you know? Technically, you really wouldn't know until they've stuck by you for over, 4 years. I mean, whatever feels like a long time to you, that I think is when you know they're a true friend. When they're there for you in those hard moments, and sometimes when they remember your birthday. I mean, I would think that'd be a true friend right there. But yeah. What would you think, Gabe?
True friends, you'll never, honestly, it's not black and white. Because high school, like I said, once you get out of high school and you go into the real world, 90% of your friends are not going to be there. I'll be straight up. Because they're only friends with you because you're all, like, not condemned, but, like...
all in the same place.
All in the same place, exactly.
Yeah.
Y'all were together. So sometimes you're forced to talk to people because, you got to do a project with them.
Right.
They just became acquaintance, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Sometimes you see them outside of school or out when you finish outside of in the real world, like Walmart or something. You're like, hey, how you doing? They're just acquaintance. They're like, hey, but they'll never like hit you up, see if you want a text, if you're okay. And honestly, you'll find your true friends when they just have your back no matter what and just accept you for who you are and just want the best for you. And that's my thoughts on how to find, I guess, to tell the difference between true friends or not.
Yeah.
All right, everyone, we're going to take a quick break real quick, and we'll get back to our next topic, which is going to be about the importance of time. All right, be right back. All right, everyone, we're back, and we're going to continue on to our next topic, which is going to be about the importance of time.
Yay.
And first off, before I say anything about it, I just want to say that Bea is amazing at time management. I'll give her that.
Thanks, baby.
Considering that she has, on top of tennis, she also has studied for the nursing program at KSU and a lot of other things like church, family. She has a lot on her plate. So, Bea, I got a question. How do you cope with all that? Especially with, like, taking AP 1 and 2, which is a really tough class, especially at KSU. How do you cope with everything?
I close my eyes and hope that it goes well. No, I mean, honestly, high school really helped me with that because I think I had a much more heavier plate in high school than I do now. For sure, it is stressful, but if we're talking about, like, things to do, I do believe that I had a heavier time in high school. But now it's more about less things on my plate, but I basically have to do them perfectly, or else, it's kind of a big mess. I take it one day at a time. That's what I always tell myself. Because if I think about it, everything that I need to do, I tend to get overwhelmed. So I handle it one day at a time. And whatever is in front of me, that is what I will do. And then sometimes what helps me is I make a list of notes on what I need to do. And then put check boxes on the things that I've done. And then start doing the things that I have not done or put a check next to.
Wow. I like the thoughts of everything you said. You do make great points.
What about you? Like, what helps you through time management?
Well, time management, considering that my major, I guess you could say, is a broad major. Since I have a broad major, it doesn't necessarily have, at the moment, the hardest classes, especially since I just took my core classes. But I just feel like the importance of time, like I said, I put my priorities straight. And then whatever time I have left, I put into things like family, my girlfriend, and just things that would make me have fun. Because, as I said, from my experience in high school, I just want to take things one day at a time, just enjoy the moment. I don't really think about the past. I don't think about the future. Because there's a saying where if you think about the past, you'll be depressed. But if you think about the future, you get anxiety. So if you just stay at the present moment, you find true happiness within that point. And I just try whatever it takes to just be happy and just keep a healthy state of mind. And Bea, I got a question on also time management. So how would you react if just, let's say, a couple friends are like, oh, let's go to a party, and you say no, and they get all mad at you?
Then they're not true friends.
Can you expand on that, please?
Well, it depends on what I'm doing. Like, for example, if my friends wanted to go to a party, right, and I needed to study for a big exam, and I have a lot of those. So I have a lot of time dedicated to my studying, even after high school and even in the summer because college, but I have a lot of exams. So if my friends were like, oh, let's go to a party, whatever, and I really could not go, no matter, because I'll get a really bad grade then, and they don't understand that, then I don't believe that's a true friend, because friends are supposed to, help you get through all these trials and tribulations, and they're supposed to support you in everything that you do for as long as it's right. And if I was a true friend, I'd be like, do what you got to do, and if you need any help, let me know, or if you need any ways, or if you need any support, let me know. I'll be there for you. That is what I think a true friend is. I don't think getting mad at your friend because he or she needs to study for an exam or something. Yeah, I get that. But for example, if you're just laying in bed and you're not doing anything and you're just being lazy, and the friend's like, look, I want you to come, then in that case, it's like, I don't know. I mean, I think it's all an opinion. I think it's every friendship is very different. All the relationships are different. I mean, yeah. I mean, what do you think, Dave?
I mean, if a friend got mad at me for just wanting to go to a party, like I said, it depends what Bea said. It depends what you're doing. If I'm studying for a test, they're not true friends. I'm not gonna fuck with you. Basically, I don't care, because I have my priorities straight. I want to have a great future, but like I said, if I want to live in the present moment, then what I'm doing, everything I do in the present, is gonna be for the future. So if someone say, "Oh, fuck that test, don't come to this party," nah, I'm not going. Fuck that. That's not me. But if it's just me laying around and they got mad at me because I just got home and I had a hard day, I guess you could say, a lot of studying, a lot of gym, family, whatever, and I just want to have my own peace, full time to myself.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, come to this party or else we're not friends anymore. Okay, we're not being friends. Fuck you too.
Yeah, we're not friends. I mean, we all, as an individual, I think we all have different priorities, right? And
Exactly.
And the point is, do we respect each other's priorities? Because if you don't respect them, and then if you don't like them, that's fine. But if you do not respect them, then that's a whole different ball game, right? So
Exactly.
I am all for respect for everyone. I do believe that respect is earned for sure, but I also believe that everyone is somehow would do with some respect, because we're human, right? Exactly. We all make mistakes, and we all want to be validated and to be assured that we're making the right decisions and such, right? So all I'm saying is that I think in this world right now, we're filled with so much division and hate, that sometimes it's okay to be kind. Yeah, I really believe that. I remember going to a tennis match. I was watching, actually, GABE play for a tournament, and a friend of mine came up to me, or mostly a tennis player, and we were talking, and he was telling me something, and I was like, oh, why don't you just be kind about it? And he was like, oh, that's not real anymore, it doesn't exist, we're in 2019, it doesn't exist anymore. And it kind of got to me, because I mean, without kindness, then we have no respect, and we have no love, we have, it doesn't make anyone happy. I do believe that kindness spreads, and it's hard, obviously, to be kind to everyone, and it's not an easy thing to do, which is what makes it so amazing, because it's not everyone can do it, but it makes it amazing when somebody can.
Yeah, kindness is a beautiful thing. It never gets old. It's always the new fad, basically. Yeah. Kindness is the new black, it's the old black, whatever you think of it. Kindness is always going to be the trend. And if you can't respect people and can't be kind to people, then guess where you're headed? To the dumpster. Because you're not going to be in my life. Fuck that. But like Bea said, kindness is important. And so is the importance of time. Time is important, because whatever time you waste, you're not getting that time back.
I agree.
Money come and go, but memories may fade, but time is always going forward.
I do agree. Time is of the essence, and if you're with somebody who's not exactly treating you the way you should be treated, then it's a waste of your time, and that's part of your time management, right? Why would you spend that time wasting it on someone who can't respect you or just in general understand you as a person? And the world's filled with that now, so we just sometimes all we gotta do is be kind.
And take your time. All right, everyone, that was our mini segment about time. Now we're just gonna take another break real quick because I am thirsty, because Bear sprayed some bug spray and some of it went in my mouth.
We're outside, we're enjoying the weather. It's beautiful out here, guys. Get out and enjoy the weather.
Yeah, Georgia weather. Woo!
It's nice.
90 degrees, but 5 minutes later it's gonna be 60. But it's okay. Angel, I hope you're having fun at California. When you listen to this, I just want to say fuck you. All right, be right back. All right, we are back from the break. Thank the Lord I got that water, because like I said, that bug spray honestly tastes like nasty.
No one cares about the bug spray, okay?
Hey, I got to let the people know. But okay, so majority of our questions came from one person, and we're just gonna have answered that one person's question because she asked like 5 questions, so I let it be. So for her first question was, who is your favorite high school teachers? Teachers interchangeable. So who's your favorite high school teacher, Bea?
I would say Laura Smith. I called her Laura, but I mean, she was my coach in tennis, and then I mentored her, or I was a mentor for her class in my senior year, and it was pretty chill. Like, I love her, she's great. She's a great teacher and all around like a great person. And congrats to her, because she's pregnant. But yeah, she's my favorite teacher. Even though I've never had her as a teacher, I've always assumed that I think that she is a good teacher, and she treats her kids with a lot of respect, and she's very creative. She always makes sure that her kids are enjoying their time and being creative while learning. And I think a teacher like that are the people that care about the kids and creativity, because nowadays that's the most important thing. What about you, Gabe?
Well, I actually got 2 favorite teachers, Dr. Reagan and Miss Stevens. Let me start off with Dr. Reagan. Dr. Reagan, he honestly made me realize that morals are the most important thing, no matter what. Because he literally asked me this question. He once sat me down with another classmate in his office. He said, okay, so I have both of y'all here. One reason I asked y'all to come in is because I got a question for y'all. So let's say weed, for example, is legal, right? Would you sell it? My first initial thought was like, hell yeah, of course. It's legal. It's in demand. Why not?
This is during the time when he was cocky. I'm just kidding.
Ignore that, please, everyone. Anyways.
I love you.
Yeah. Anyways. So, of course, I said, hell yeah, of course I'm going to sell weed. I'm going to make a profit because it's supply demand, I just took an econ class, so of course. And so did, I believe the person right next to me also said yes, too. So he said, okay, so why would you want to sell something that destroys people's life? I'm like, huh? Like, that just caught me off guard. He said, yeah. Like, of course, many of y'all know weed is considered a gateway drug. And I never thought, of course, most people believe, especially like in law enforcement, they believe that it destroys people's life because they've seen the effects of when it transitioned from weed to like heroin, cocaine, like harder drugs, that weed is a gateway drug, whether people believe it or not. And it does destroy people's life. And it gave me a new vision, like, okay, yeah, like what's more important, a person's life or money that comes in because of them? And it opened a new eyes. Like, of course, I'm gonna be in business, and I want to be a great business person, but I also want to consider that people's feelings. I want to have more compassion and more care into the humans, because I already know that I gotta eat, of course, so I gotta feed myself first. But everyone else has to eat too, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
What's your thoughts on, I guess, weed being legal or not?
You know, like, I remember that in high school, there's a lot of people, you know, trying to get by. I think every family or every person, they go through problems, whether, you know, it's obviously none of my business or anybody's business, but except for that person. But I can't judge in that. You know, weed is, I really have no opinion on it, but I remember reading an article on the New York Times, and I remember his name was Robert L. DuPont, and he was the director of a National Institute on Drug Abuse. And I remember reading this in my psychology class. So basically, he's suggesting that it's proven to be a gateway drug now. So I did a little research on like Robert DuPont, and he seemed pretty credible because he was the president of an institution for like a behavior and health place. And from after reading that, he did sound pretty convincing. So if you guys are curious about it, you know, feel free to read it to learn more about it. But you know, everyone goes through struggles and things like that. But you know, what hurts the most is the consequences for it. It can get tough out there. So, you know, the last thing I'd want for anyone is to suffer those consequences, because I want everyone to be okay. I want everyone to be happy and live a good life. Who wouldn't want that, right? Yeah, and that's what we wish for everyone. But, you know, getting involved with those types of drugs, it can get tough out there because, you know, cops and stuff like that. Yeah. But it's basically what people are willing to do, or what they're willing to put themselves at risk for. And you know, if that's what you want, like, you know, respect you, like I said, and you got guts. Like, man, good job, I guess. But you know, at the end of the day, I just want everyone to be careful and to be safe and to live a good life, and that's basically it. So if you want to do that, then you do you. None of my business and no one else's. But you know, I want, like I said, be happy.
Oh, that was very touching things you said.
Be
Bea.
happy and be you.
That was very touching things. Very great things you brought onto the table.
Thank you.
So let me move on to the. Oh yeah, it's funny because we're on the table. Ha ha ha. But anyways, so I'm gonna go on to the next question she asked, which was, how do you know who is your real friend and who isn't? And honestly, like I said before, if they care about you, just want the best for you, then you know that they're real.
Yeah, you won't really know if they're your true friends until, you know, they stuck around with you through thick and thin. Then
exactly.
That's how you kind of know.
Yeah.
You can't just be like, oh, she's cool, I like her, she's my true friend. It's tough to do that because we've all made that mistake, right? Yeah. And so you just go with the flow is what I say. Yeah. And enjoy that time. Because
true colors always comes out no matter what.
Yep, correct.
And once you see their true colors, you realize when they're...
It's like the thing that we just talked about earlier, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. The next question she asked is, why do people act differently in high school? And...
fit in.
Yeah, I get fit in. I see it more as they're trying to find themselves.
Yeah, correct.
So yeah, they had to fit in order to see like, oh, do I fit in?
Yeah, sorry, yeah, Gabe, sorry.
Yeah, they had to... Hold up, let me find my train of thought again. Because, you know...
They're trying to find themselves.
Yeah, they're trying to find themselves because they're still growing up. When I got in high school, I was 14, 13. I was still basically a teenager. So, of course, I'm going to go through all that. And I needed to find myself before I realized who I was, what kind of people I interact the best with, what people I do not want to talk to, and what I want to be. Because every day you're always going to have to find yourself, and because you're always improving yourself, you're always renewing yourself in a way. Because the person you are yesterday is not the same person as you are today, whereas the same person today is not the same tomorrow. But that's how I see it. They're just trying to find themselves, so that's why they try to fit in. But what's your thoughts, Bea?
I agree, I guess. Because in high school, you're trying to figure out who you are. And a lot of people go through that. I mean, I think I went through that. Well, no, I think I went through that in middle school and a little bit of high school. But high school is all about figuring yourself out, living those experiences to define you, identifying yourself. And so we all want to belong, like I said. That's a thing. I mean, we can't deny that. We're humans, and that is a natural instinct. And sometimes we want to be different because that's just, I do believe that, I went through those things too, you want to belong, and sometimes I guess that involves you being a little different, I guess. I mean, I know I'm more lax. I remember one of the things that Gabe used to tell me is stop trying to please everyone.
Yeah.
Because I think that was a thing I did in high school. I've always wanted to make people happy. I've always wanted to make sure that everyone was fine and everyone was good. And I cared a lot about how people thought. And if someone was sad, I care. Like, did I hurt your feelings? I'm so sorry. Like, I cared about that. And I cared about my friends. And it came to a point where I cared too much about what everyone thought that it was so hard to please everyone. And I guess he taught me how to just relax and say, you can't please everyone. So now I'm just trying to live my life.
All right, moving on to the next question. And it says, why do people try to be cool and popular? So basically, yeah, kind of what we said before.
Yeah,
people
I think it fits in with the last one.
Exactly. People just try to fit in and just, I guess, find themselves. But no one necessarily likes to be lonely. So that's why everyone tries to be cool. And I guess when I was in high school, I just remember I just tried to leave a name for myself. Like, oh, this high school will never forget my name. But the reality of the fact is, I'm sure no one's going to remember me. Like, I'm not going to be like the founder of North Cobb High School or something like that.
I don't even know the founder of North Cobb.
I don't even know either.
Sorry, no.
But, yeah. So, people just be cool because they're trying to fit in. And
that's just a thing.
That's literally the thing.
Yeah. I mean, you can't... It's an instinct, like we say. You want to belong.
Exactly.
And if you feel like you want to belong in that area, then you do you, right? You find your group. That's what it is, I guess, in high school.
Yeah.
Kind of immature, but I guess.
I mean, they are teens. So
we're teens. You guys are teens, and everyone's done it. I think we've done it. So it's just, you got to do what you got to do, I guess, in high school.
Sum it all up. I was going to basically say, everyone in high school, just have fun, enjoy the moment. If you're feeling sad, feel free to talk to a teacher or administrator because they're there to help you. They want to help you. They want to make sure that you study and improve at a safe environment where you could be safe and happy. And find new friends, find fake friends, cut those fake friends off, fail, success. Just do whatever it takes to enjoy the most out of your high school experience. Because once you're out of high school, you're not going back.
Thank God.
Yeah, same here.
Which I don't mind.
I don't mind either. Any last tips before we cut this off, man?
Thank you, Gabe, for having me. And thank you, Angel, for letting me sit in on your shoes, I guess. They're big shoes to fill, let me tell you that. Because my mouth is dry.
But then again, he is like a size 9. You're like a size 7.5. So, of course, he has bigger shoes.
Thank you, Gabe, for having me. And I hope you guys like the nature sounds behind you, or behind us.
Sounds meditating, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for listening to the podcast. And thank you, Babe, for being my co-host for today.
Welcome, baby.
I really enjoyed your company. And maybe in the future, you'd be more podcasts. Maybe. All right. Everyone, please like, subscribe, and leave feedback for us. Ask us questions for our Q&A session, and just have a blessed day. All right. Thank you, everybody.
Follow me on Instagram.
And follow Bae on Instagram, which is BAYY.Marie.
No.
Too late.
Don't know my Instagram.
Okay, don't follow her, guys. Don't follow her. She's okay. She'll be all right. Anyway. just go to my pictures, I tag her. Anyways, all right, take care, everybody. Thank you for listening.